my channel. I thought I would come back today with a tag video, and this tag video is the #mumliferaw tag. You may hear in the background, I've got the telly on, Peppa Pig is on in the background. I have Josh, who is to my right here. He's not in the best of moods at the moment. I don't have any childcare till 12. But I start work at 12, so I need to get this filmed beforehand. And because it's the #mumliferaw tag, sometimes this is mum life. So my child is very grumpy and tired next to me, and the telly is on, and my house is a mess, but this is a raw mum life tag, so I thought when better to film it. So I've got the questions on my phone here, so if you see me looking down, then that's why, but I'm just gonna get stuck straight into it. So the first question is, describe your day as a mum today in one word. I would have to say tiring. It is only 10:29, but Josh didn't sleep very well last night at all, and so neither did I. And my house is a mess, my child's really grumpy. I haven't really done anything productive today so far. I've just sort of got by, and I feel like a walking zombie today. He got up about 3 or 4 times last night, so I would say in one word today so far has been tiring. Number 2, what's the most challenging part about connecting with other mums? I think one of the most challenging parts about connecting with other mums is having the confidence to go forward and actually take that step to go and try and connect with other mums. I did a video previous about all to do with Channel Mums You're Not Alone campaign, and I went and I took myself to a mother and baby group, and it didn't really end well, and if I'm being totally honest, it did really knock my confidence in trying again. I will try again, but it does still knock your confidence, so I'll link that down below if you want to go and have a look at that. But sometimes it's really hard to find the confidence to take yourself to a mother and baby group and sit in a room full of strangers and not know whether you're going to be accepted or whether you're actually going to make any new friends, and it can just be really nerve-wracking sometimes. So I think that actually having the confidence to go and put yourself out there is one of the most challenging parts of it. 3, share one horrible poo moment. We've all been there. Oh, there are so many to choose from. I would say not long ago, Josh had a bit of an icky tummy, and he came downstairs and he was watching Peppa Pig, and he stood at the TV cabinet, and we had been up about 20 minutes, and I heard what I thought was him going to the toilet, which it was, and for some reason what he did in his nappy, he just did not want to stay in his nappy, and it dripped all down his legs, all in between his toes, all over the carpet. There was like nothing left in the nappy. It was like all over my floor, all over my carpets, all over his legs, all in between his toes. And because he didn't have a very good tummy, the smell, it was just horrendous. It took a 2-man job, that one was, and I remember just saying, Sam, I need your help, there's poo everywhere. But as the question says, we have all been there. Number 4, how do you cope with public child meltdowns and tantrums? I try not to let this get to me, because I kind of feel like as a mum out in public when your child's having a bit of a meltdown, we have all been there. Everybody's been in that situation before, so you shouldn't feel too conscious and embarrassed, because at some point everybody's been there. What I tend to do is take them away from the situation, and whether that means taking them back to the car or just taking them outside the shop or wherever we are, I just tend to remove him from the situation, and that in turn distracts him away from what he was having a meltdown about. So that tends to work at the moment. I know as he gets older it's going to get a little bit more difficult, and we don't have loads and loads of public meltdowns at the moment. However, I am well aware that that's probably going to change, but that's sort of how I deal with it at the moment. Number 5, honestly, how much screen time does your child have? I think that this is a really taboo subject. I think people really judge you on the amount of screen time that you let your child have. Oh, sweetheart, you're tired. So, at the moment, we sort of have the telly on all day as like a background sort of noise. He's not sat there watching it consistently all day, but it is on in the background pretty much all day. I'd say he sits and watches it. He watches 10-15 minutes before his breakfast in the morning, and maybe he'll watch it as he eats his dinner, and maybe a little bit before he goes to bed. I would say he probably has an hour to 2 hours a day, depending on what I need to get done and how fussy he is, and how tired he is. But generally I'd say about an hour to 2 hours a day. I would say no more than an hour and a half, 2 hours. If we're being honest, we've all been there. You know, we all need to wash up, we all need to hoover the floors, and sometimes putting them in front of a screen is the only way to do it. We don't actually have iPads in our house, so if he has screen time, it is the telly. So yeah. Number 6, what's your go-to easy dinner that you give at least once a week? Now, I meal plan, so very rarely do we eat the same meal at least once a week. But if I'm in a rush and I haven't prepared anything and I need to just do something really quick, then I get a jacket potato out the freezer, and I microwave it and put it in the oven to crisp up, and then I warm up a tin of beans, and he has jacket potato and beans for his tea, and that's sort of my go-to like quick dinner if I haven't already prepared anything or anything like that. So that tends to be my go-to. Number 7, did you yell, cry or struggle today? I'm certainly struggling with the fatigue. As I said before, he didn't sleep very well last night, so it's always more difficult parenting on like no sleep. I haven't cried, but I wouldn't say I've shouted. I very rarely shout. I raise my voice, but I try not to let it get to the point where I'm shouting. But I did sort of raise my voice when I was doing my makeup and Josh was slamming the door open and shut, and I was just a bit worried that he was going to catch his finger, so I did raise my voice at him then. But hey ho. What was the best moment of your day so far as a mum? I have to say, most days it's when I get him up in the morning and he's so happy to see me and it's so lovely. I get him up and I give him a big kiss and a big cuddle and he just looks ecstatic to see me, and I just absolutely love that time of the day. Number 9, what is your secret guilty pleasure to reward your mum life? Guilty pleasure. Could you count chocolate as a guilty pleasure? Because I eat quite a lot of that. I don't really have like a guilty pleasure. I mean, some days when it's been hard, I will get a Bar Galaxy out or something like that, but I tend to just, when I've had a hard day, get in my PJs, put a face mask on, put the telly on, something crap, and eat a bar of chocolate, and that's kind of my way to just relax myself and unwind. Number 10, how often do you experience mum guilt? Daily. I think there's always things that you're going to feel guilty about. Oh my god, he's not eating any fruit today. He's so tired, you know, I feel so bad. There's constantly mum guilt when you are a parent. You always feel mum guilt. You're always worried about something. I think that's your prerogative as a mum. So I'd say daily. Coming to say hello. Are you putting off it? Oh, careful, darling. Careful. Oh. That was Josh trying to knock the camera off. And the last question is 11. Share one taboo thing about motherhood you think should be talked about more. I'm gonna say on this one, sleepless nights, like children that don't sleep very well. I don't think it's talked about enough. I think you see loads of things about how about great sleepers, but I don't think you see an awful lot in the media and things like that about children that necessarily don't sleep very well. And I think a lot of the time it makes out that as a parent that you've sort of made a rod for your own back, and oh well, you've given them the association of milk or whatever it may be. I don't like the look of that. What's he doing? And I just think that it's really common for children to not sleep very well, like really, really common. And I just think if it was talked about a little bit more, mums, parents that have children that don't sleep very well wouldn't feel so alone, because sometimes you do feel like, why is it only my child that doesn't sleep? And it's not just your child. So I think that children that aren't brilliant sleepers and sleepless nights and things like that needs to be talked about a little bit more. So that is everything. I am going to tag anyone, so if you want to join in with this tag, then please do. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all in another video again soon. Bye guys, thanks for watching.